You're asking for it on 3. 1, 2, 3. You're asking for it. Alright, Derek, we're recording. Intro right now. Go.
Are we recording?
We are.
Didn't I do the intro last week?
I don't do intros, so...
You were on it last week.
Yeah, it was me and Alex.
Oh, yeah. Well, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Extremely Low Budget Podcast, episode 17. 16?
Not. No.
12?
12.
Welcome back to episode 12. Today we're doing the Christmas special, what was supposed to be unorthodox Christmas movies in the style of Die Hard, Gremlins, those kind of films that take place at Christmas time but aren't Christmas movies. But instead, we all picked like Christmas specials of TV shows and whatnot because...
You were also to blame, though, because you picked a Christmas special.
You were actually the first one. I had mine picked like last month when I discovered it.
What was it?
The one we watched.
Yeah.
Oh, really? What? Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that's not, like, unorthodox.
No, I know. I chose mine. Mine wasn't going to fit the topic totally.
But then it did because we switched the topic.
Yeah, so now we're talking about
now we're doing
Christmas specials.
Oh.
I think we're all in the seasonal mood now after watching these.
Yeah.
Certainly
It's,
after watching Alex's.
Yeah. It's funny because...
Well, I think the one that put me most in the mood was the Rapsitti kids.
Yes, that's a good one.
Of Christmas.
I learned all about Santa. I saw him in the clouds at the end, meaning I'm a believer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd still say we chose some, like, unconventional Christmas things because Derek and Dalton kind of picked the anti-Christmas specials. And then Alex and I chose some unbearably difficult to watch Christmas specials.
Unintentional anti-Christmas specials.
Yeah. So, I think the way we'll do this is we'll talk about a good one, and then we'll talk about a bad one, and then we'll talk about a good one, and then we'll talk about a bad one. So, either Derek or Dalton, one of you two start us off.
I could start.
Yeah, I mean, we watched yours first. Go ahead.
So I picked...
Dalton, go ahead.
Yeah, yours is the most fresh, actually.
No,
talk about it
Derek's, that's
yeah,
fine.
I'm just messing with it.
I picked the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia Christmas special. Titled It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia Christmas special. What's
it
titled?
Very Sunny Christmas, you buffoon.
A Very Sunny Christmas. Edit it so that it sounds like I knew the title. I picked A Very Sunny Christmas, otherwise known as the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia Christmas special.
Tell us one more time. What was that special you picked?
Sound like Alex's movie.
I picked it because I wanted to do a movie. I thought we were doing Christmas movies, and it's kind of a movie because it's like a TV episode, but it's long. It's like an extended episode, so it's sort of a movie. It's also sold on its own, so kind of, I guess. So I picked that one. The story of it, there's two storylines in it. There's you have your main characters, Dee and Dennis, who are brother and sister, trying to get who they thought was their father but isn't their father, Frank, played by Danny DeVito, trying to get him to learn the meaning of Christmas by doing a Christmas carol thing with him, trying to teach him the error of his ways. And meanwhile, the other characters, Charlie and Mac, are trying to get into the Christmas spirit after they realize that, like, their childhood Christmases are completely messed up, and they're trying to get back in the Christmas spirit. That's what the episode's about.
Mm-hmm.
It's also about throwing rocks at trains.
It's also about throwing rocks at trains.
That's what Christmas is all about.
That was my takeaway from it.
Yeah.
What now? What worked? What didn't?
Yeah, go for that.
I think this episode's hilarious. I love It's Always Sunny, so I think it's hilarious. There's nothing in it that I would say doesn't work, because I think it fits the show. It's funny. What am I going to say? Like, the special effects are great. When Charlie bit Santa's neck out, the blood looked real. Or like, The soundtrack, it's the normal Always Sunny soundtrack, so it's good.
Nuh-uh, it's the Christmas version.
There's some Christmas songs.
Like when
it.
you listen to the intro, they have little Christmas bells playing in it.
Jingle bells.
Yeah, little jingle bells.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it all works. I love the characters in it, especially. That's kind of the selling point of it. Without the characters, you're really not watching much. So I think watching the characters interact with each other is great. Danny DeVito's hilarious, just because he's like a funny looking person, and he gets some great stuff to do in this episode when he's stuffed inside of a leather couch and he crawls out naked. It's awesome.
Why are you naked?
It's too hot.
Yeah, I think that this has some kind of iconic Sunny moments. Like the "Did you fuck my mom" Santa. That's a pretty big moment in the show. They even make T-shirts out of that.
That's great.
And Danny DeVito slithering out of the couch. That's a big one.
I know for sure that's a cool thing. I don't watch the show, but I've seen that. So.
Yeah. But I think that my favorite part of the episode is when Charlie discovers the old Simon game.
Yeah.
He's trying to play it, but he can only get 3 deep. That part's hilarious.
Oh, but now it threw me a curveball. Now there's 3. And I don't remember the
Yeah,
one
I
at
don't-
all.
It was a blue one and a yellow one, but I don't remember which order they came in.
I also love the parodying of all the Christmas things. You got the Christmas Carol parody, the Rudolph animation parody.
Yeah, that's great.
I feel like there was more. There was more than just that.
I mean, Christmas Carol, you had the animation, I don't know, what other directly they would have been parodying other than,
maybe that was
normal
about it.
Well,
Christmas
the
stuff.
Scrooge, right? Because of the...
That's Christmas Carol, yeah.
Oh, I don't remember what it's called.
I don't blame you. It's an incredibly boring movie.
Is that... But they've, different versions of it, too.
Yeah, the Bill
there's
Murray
about
one's
a
the good
billion different versions
Yeah.
of A Christmas Carol. You can watch the Muppets in A Christmas
Oh,
Carol
right.
if you'd like.
Yeah.
The one that we always watch is Scrooge with Bill Murray.
That's what it's called, right?
Yeah, that's a
probably
great
what
one.
I'm thinking of then.
Yeah, that's a
because-
great one.
Yeah.
But
Whatever.
the actual Ebenezer Scrooge one, Christmas Carol, is terrible. I hate that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What'd you two think?
Well, I mean, since I don't, watch the show, I think the only thing was, the brother and sister really didn't do anything too fun. They didn't have any funny lines. But if that's, the worst that was in it, then I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, I was trying to watch it through a lens of, I've never seen the show. Does this still make sense? And, I think for the most part, yeah.
Usually those shows do a really good job of, you can figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I could tell you that they were brother and sister, and, I guess you said they think that Danny DeVito's their dad.
Yeah, pretty much all you need to know is that they grew up with Danny DeVito as their dad.
Yeah, that's what I got from
And then they found out later on that the mom cheated on Danny DeVito and had a kid with someone else, so they're not actually his kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not super important, but, there's, one throwaway line in there when Dee's he's not even our dad anymore. He's still doing this to us, yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Dalton?
I thought it was good. It was really funny. The Danny DeVito part was cracked me up.
Yeah.
Well, when you find out, what's his name with this multiple Santas?
Charlie.
Was that?
Oh,
Yeah,
Charlie.
Yeah, when you find out that Charlie's mom was
Prostitute.
yeah, was a prostitute and having sex with all the Santas that came to the house. That one was I was like,
Like a
oh
sun
my
up there.
god.
The elf.
The elf comes down with no pants. It's like a sauna up there, kid. Merry Christmas.
He grabs the vodka that Charlie brings over for his mom.
Yeah.
I love when they're all the Santas are coming in handing him gifts, and then the two walk in and give him a banana and a TV remote or whatever it was.
I think it was a dodgeball or something.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it was. Dodgeball and a banana.
Yeah.
I never understood all the presents.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know.
As a big Sunny fan, that one's probably in my top 10 favorite episodes. I think that one's hilarious.
I wouldn't put it that high, but I really like it. Certainly.
Yeah, quick and easy. That's what happens when you pick a 45-minute short.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's not a short, but 45 compared
Everybody
to the
go
other
watch
things that we
It's Always
watch. Yeah.
Never cloudy.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, so I'll take the next one. I chose one that none of us had ever seen,
No.
but is like an infamously bad Christmas movie.
In fact, it's so infamously bad that no one on earth has heard of it. I still don't know how you found it.
I've seen YouTubers reacting to it. I think
But still not very many.
maybe Critical did a series on it.
He might have.
He might have, but somehow or another, I had seen this.
But see, the thing is, it hasn't blown up like some other really bad
Right.
movies
That we might review this episode.
that we might review this episode. But like, it's so bad.
It deserves
surprised
to.
that it hasn't like blown up as much as it has.
Yeah.
Especially because, well, I mean, you can keep going. But
Yeah, so my pick was the 2002 WB Christmas Spectacular entitled Rapsitti Street Kids Believe in Santa. Put you in context, this is the same year that our first Tobey Maguire Peter Parker came out. Good old
2002.
Raimi Spider-Man, 2002.
Yep.
This was after Dalton and Alex's picks, which is important because Dalton also chose an animated thing. And this is animated. But my God, this is the worst animation I have ever seen in my entire life. Like,
Yeah, seriously. I get people commenting on my YouTube videos because I talk about that Godzilla anime. And they're like, 3D animation looks so bad. I've never seen it look so bad before. Watch this movie and you will walk away going, any 3D animation I see in anything else ever is going to be amazing. And I'm certain of that.
yeah. So actually, better context is this came out a couple years after Toy Story and maybe even Toy Story 2. Toy Story was the very first full 3D animation movie ever made. And, I mean, today it doesn't look fantastic. The characters do look a little blocky. More of like the dog and like the human characters. The toys look alright.
yeah. Well, I just want to say Toy Story 2 came out in '99.
Oh yeah, so
yeah.
this came out after both of those. So this was an animated TV movie that used the full 3D animation style. But I don't know, Satan shit this one out.
Well, it looks like it's like a high school.
Yeah, I was
film
thinking
project.
that. I was thinking a lot of the independent animations I watch on YouTube made by some guy, like just sitting in his room with a computer and like no budget at all, just something that he threw together on like Gmod or something, still looks better than this.
I know, it looks like it was a group of high schoolers that were forced to do a project for a grade, and they have no idea what they're doing.
And they
Yeah.
just happen to get an A-list cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But to try and regurgitate the story that was in this, not that there really was a story in this.
There's a very important story in this.
This was a bit of a mess, but the story would go something like this. There's a little black kid on Christmas.
Can't say that.
It's important to note that he's black.
Why?
Because that's the defining trait of him.
Because he was the only black.
'Cause he was
No,
the-
that's not the defining trait of him. The defining trait of him is that he raps.
He raps, and his mom is gone, and he plays basketball.
And he can freaking build a Christmas tree like a damn legend.
And he's
Yeah,
an
dude.
outcast.
He just threw those ornaments onto that tree.
And he
Also,
was rapping at
they
the
never
same time.
did
Yeah.
explain it, did they? There's like the movie starts out and all the white kids at school are like, "You're not one of us," and they never
Yeah.
explain why they would say that to him, other than he's the one black kid in class.
Yeah, so...
And he hangs out with Smithy.
Oh,
Smithy.
yes. God, the best character ever put to film.
Sandwich
He always
man.
The
has a
little-
sandwich
yep.
glued to his hand.
We
Not
sh-
holding it, glued
Yeah,
to
I
his
know,
hand.
because his palm was always open.
Yeah.
Jared Fogle, that's what we'll call him for this review.
Yeah. So this this kid...
What's his name again?
I don't remember.
The main kid?
Yeah.
Well, he's not really the main kid either, because it's like you think he's gonna be the main kid, and then
But it ends up
halfway
following Nicole.
through the movie, it follows this blonde chick instead.
So the character's name is Ricky.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
what we know him as. When you look him up on IMDb, his actual name is Rick, and then E is his last name, abbreviated.
Rick E.
So his real name is Rick. His last name is E. Maybe there was another Rick in class, so they had to call him Rick E. But yeah, apparently that's his name. So Ricky is the protagonist of this story, I guess.
Yes.
And he's, I don't know, trying to bring the Christmas spirit to the kids of Rapsitti Street.
The city or
Elementary
Rapsitti?
school?
I mean,
Because it's Rhapsody Elementary School or whatever.
yeah.
And Rhapsody's spelled so weird.
Yeah, so
Anyway.
he's trying to bring the Christmas spirit to the kids of Rhapsody, and they're not having it for the most part. I don't know. But specifically, there's one girl that he really just attaches to, I guess.
Popular white chick Nicole.
Yeah, the
That's
pop-
obviously like 16 years old.
Yeah.
He's like
Yeah.
12
Elementary school.
maybe.
No, I
At
mean,
best.
yeah, these are like elementary school kids, but
Well, yeah, it's in an elementary school, and he likes this girl.
Yeah.
She looks like she's 16. I don't know, I guess we could say he looks like he's like 8,
yeah.
maybe. 8 or 9.
I mean, they're in the same
Yeah.
class though.
But they're in the
so-
same class, yeah. So, and she's like twice his height.
Yeah.
They make her look like she's some high school chick, but still a minority, which I think is important to note.
She is?
Yeah.
She's a minority?
It's because she's blonde.
No, I mean or she's a minor. Sorry.
Oh, yes.
That's
I
what
was
I meant
like,
to say. She's a minor.
I was like, yeah.
I was trying
I
to
was
think
thinking
too.
of Ricky because Ricky's a minority.
I was
There's a
like,
lot of
he's,
issues with
he's
this movie.
the minority.
He's the minority.
Well, then there's the black teacher. But when he said that, I was trying
and
to
the
think.
black
I was
principal.
like, what did they make like a point like? You're an Irish girl. You're like, you don't belong here. I was like,
You're
I
a migrant.
I don't remember that part.
No, it's important to note that they're both minors because they're obviously flirting with each other, and it's not okay.
They're gonna bang,
Yes,
dude.
true.
She likes that sweet interracial.
So he's trying to give her the Christmas spirit, and he decides to give her a teddy bear that his mom gave him, and his mom's like deceased or missing or
Yeah,
something.
it's like super important to him.
I think
Yeah.
what would be better is because you know how there's that scene where he's like looking at his mom's picture and he's like, I miss you so much.
Mhm.
What if then it started playing that and he was
Oh,
like
jeez.
stapling up things and he was finding his mom.
That would be so good.
He's-
That was good. That would have been hilarious.
So he gives Nicole the bear, and she's like, oh, look at this lame ass kid, and like throws it away in the trash
and she's immediately confronted by
by
Smithy, who delivers one of the most riveting lines of dialogue in the movie, which goes something like, Ricky's my friend. You're not. And then he just walks away with his sandwich.
Still glued to his hand
Yeah.
with his scarf halfway up his face.
yeah. Yeah, and then Nicole goes home and like, I don't
Has
know.
a really uncomfortably long music number.
Yes, she does.
Well, do you want to say who she's played by? Or you
We'll
want to
leave
talk
that as a
later?
little cherry on top at the
Alright,
end of this.
alright.
So she goes home, does a little musical number about how she's like a preppy bitch that gets everything she wants, and
It lasts an eternity.
yeah,
It's the longest music number of the movie.
yeah, and then she goes out and finds a letter that was meant for Santa but wound up on her front yard, written by Ricky.
written by Ricky.
And the letter says, you know, it's him being like, I just wish everyone would get the Christmas spirit. I'm trying to give them all a good Christmas, whatever.
And he writes like, Nicole was mean to me, but make sure you still give her presents.
Yeah, and he also apparently mentioned something about wanting a video box or something like that.
Oh yeah, he's like, give me a video box. Make sure that bear winds up with Nicole though, because it's my mom's bear and she's dead.
Yeah, and so that letter smacks Nicole in the face and gives her the Christmas spirit, and so now she's determined to go find this bear that she threw away. And she searches the trash can, it's not there. She searches a basement for some reason, it's not there. She's also got help from her like nerd friend and Smithy.
Oh yeah.
And
she
Smithy's
crashes on the nerd friend the whole movie.
Yeah.
Smithy's just like pranking him the whole time. He's YouTube pranking him when like they open the door and he's like,
Yeah, he makes the creaking noise himself and it scares them. And what can he say? He just likes to creep out creepy girls.
Yes.
Direct quote.
And then he spooks him in the basement too.
Yeah.
Spider.
He yells spider.
And then he goes, "Got you twice in one day. This is the best day I've ever had."
Yeah, so they don't find it there, so they go to the junkyard, where cars wind up, and for some reason the bear is there, but they also have this, like, run-in with the bullies that have been in the movie. And, Smithy does the unthinkable and sacrifices his sandwich to lose the junkyard dogs.
Yeah.
He gets it back though.
Yeah, he
gets another
does.
one.
He does. He gets another sandwich later, but they make it out of the junkyard with the bear.
Why did the bear get to the junkyard?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Stupid movie.
So the one plot hole.
Yeah, the only plot hole in the whole movie. They make it home. It's like Christmas now. Everyone's getting their presents. Nicole gets the bear and she tries to return it to Ricky, and he's like, "No, I wanted you to have that."
She takes her sweet time walking her way to Ricky's house.
Yes.
He opens the door
And she
and
starts
then she
panting.
immediately runs out of
That's
breath.
later. That's later.
No, because that's when she's trying to give him the bear.
It may be the video
No,
box.
that's
where she
the
runs.
video box part. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. That's right.
Yeah, so she goes to give him the bear. He says keep it. She's like, "Oh, I'm touched." She goes home. Everyone sleeps. Christmas morning
That's the
comes.
bean.
Yeah, Christmas morning comes.
Christmas morning.
They all open presents, but Nicole finds a video box and she's like, "Oh shit, this is what Ricky wanted. I better get over there post haste to get him his video box." And so she slow walks all the way there because every character in this movie, no matter what, walks 2 miles an hour. And they put some like extended Peter Jackson walking scenes in this bitch. Like there's like 10 scenes where nothing happens except for walking up to like people's doors.
And they
And
like
it'll take,
move
like, a minute
all weird,
apiece.
and they stay still, but the background like slides over them, and it looks really horrible.
Yeah. She gives him the video box, and that's really the
Well, that's the
movie.
scene that you get where she walks over there and then he opens the door and she starts panting.
Yeah, she's like, and
sprinting
then
a
she's like,
marathon.
"I came as fast as I could."
Yeah.
Ah.
And then she's like, "Come to my Christmas party," and then he goes to her Christmas party.
Brings his grandma for some reason.
Yes.
Best character of the movie.
Yep.
Probably because he can't leave his grandma alone.
Yes, dementia-ridden grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the movie, but I mean, we literally cannot do this thing justice. You have to see it for yourself. It's on YouTube. There's a couple little surprises in there, like the grandma's speech that she gives it's really heartwarming. You guys just have to like take our word for it and go watch this. But
There's also a scene when your ass can fart.
yeah, yeah.
It's a totally useless scene where they go outside for recess
And they're like skating around the
on
ice.
the ice. Yeah. And then one of the bullies like grabs Smithy by or Jared Fogle
by the scarf.
by the
Yeah.
scarf.
And just gets dragged around.
Yeah, and then he's like taunting him, and he says, "You're asking for it," but it clearly sounds like your ass can fart.
Yeah.
It sounds more like you're asking fart than you're asking for it.
Yeah. So this
Oh,
movie,
God.
at the time we watched it, this movie had a 1.1. And the Christmas gods have blessed it on IMDb with 1 extra point of a star. So now it has a 1.2 on
Okay.
IMDb.
Okay.
So
do
someone
you-
recently went back to review it and gave it,
Probably like a 2-star.
yeah, slightly above a 1 star. But I mean, this movie has like some incredible voice acting talent. Like,
Leave the best for last.
yeah, like, so in this you've got Jodie Benson, who plays a couple Disney characters, but most notably probably Ariel from Little Mermaid. She also played like the Barbies
Barbie
from
and
Toy Story.
Yeah.
You have Nancy Cartwright, who plays Bart Simpson, and a ton of the other Simpson voices.
You could tell who.
You could
she
tell
is,
it was
too.
Nelson.
Yeah, you could.
It sounds
you could
a lot
hear
like
it.
Nelson.
You have just like an onslaught of cast members who are like video game actors in some major video games. Some
Like the Call of Duty franchise.
Call of Duty franchise games. Some like Telltale DC games. I saw like Injustice was on there. You've got Clint Howard, who's been in Star Trek. My Name is Earl. He was a deleted cast member from some of the Halloween or I guess the Rob Zombie Halloween movie. But the little cherry on top of this was somehow they roped in our boy Mark freaking Hamill to do some voice acting in this movie.
This was after the Star Wars trilogy.
Long after Star Wars, yeah. And I mean, Mark Hamill is an amazing voice actor too. He does like the Joker in a bunch of Batman stuff. He's like the voice of the Joker if you grew up kind of late 90s, early 2000s. He did skips on Regular Show, and yet somehow him dipping his toes into the voice acting waters began right here on Rapsitti Street with this monstrosity of a movie.
You can't find a budget for this movie either.
No, you can't. I have to assume it was upwards of $1 billion.
Reviews?
No, we don't piddle for these.
Do we not?
No.
If you want.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to piddle for Rapsitti Street.
All over for Rapsitti Street.
See, though, it was like, there's like two types of bad. There's Alex's movie kind of bad.
Yes.
And then there's this one. And this one was like the bad where it just made me laugh at every corner.
Yes. Yeah. It really was enjoyable watching this because it was so, like, accidentally bad.
And it helps that it's not long.
Yeah, that's very true. If this had been 2 hours long, this would have been insufferable. But
an hour and 38 minutes long.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, but this was only 44 or 42 minutes actually. Yeah, and it was I would watch this again. It's a good meme.
I have to watch it with like you guys though. I don't think I'd enjoy it as much by myself.
You can't
watch it alone.
Well, you can, but it's not as fun.
Next time, funny. Yeah.
Next time you go to your friend's Christmas party, tell them, "Hey, you ever heard of Rapsitti Kids?
Believe in Santa."
Believe in Santa. And
it's got Mark Hamill in it.
It's got Mark Hamill in it. You've never seen it? You never heard of it?
A couple Disney princesses. I forgot to mention one of the other voice actresses is Belle from Beauty and the Beast every single incarnation.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like every version of Belle, basically, except for the Emma Watson one.
Of course. Yeah. But, you rope them in with that.
So, you got some, like, Fairly Odd Parents voice actors. Vicky was in it.
Yeah, that's right.
You had one of the Rugrats kids was in it. So.
I think it was the same, wasn't it?
I think it was two different people.
Oh, really?
When I was looking at it,
you can tell him it's got
the Black Power Ranger plays Ricky himself. So
of course.
So you rope him into that. You say, hey, it's on YouTube. It's free. You can watch it. Pop that sucker on the TV and.
Hope they don't rip the remote out of your hand and turn it off.
Yeah.
Just hope that they sit and enjoy it.
Through it, man. It's so good.
I think right here, right now, we need to make a pact that every year for Christmas we will come together to watch this.
Oh, good Lord.
I honestly, I would. I'm in.
You're asking for it on 3. 1, 2, 3. You're asking for it. Yeah. So that was Rhapsody Street Kids Believe in Santa. Seriously, you guys, you gotta watch that one. It's a masterpiece.
It's a masterpiece.
I bet you that it is so good it could be the like intro movie to a Mystery Science Theater episode. Like it's not long enough to be the full thing that they watch.
Right.
But you know sometimes they watch the little shorts at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
This is the perfect one for them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It might be a little bit long, but they have to do it.
I would love to see them do it.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious. But
yeah, they'd have to do 2 shorts instead of 1 movie.
They do that.
Well, they
split
like,
it in half.
Yeah,
sometimes.
they have like short. They have like DVDs that are just shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, Dalton, let's throw it to you. You picked another one that we all enjoyed. So.
Yeah, I picked Futurama's Xmas Story, and it's honestly, I haven't watched Futurama in a long time because of all the Netflix crap that's been going on.
Yeah, same with me.
I forgot how funny it was. Like, it's good. It's basically their take on Christmas, or like future Christmas, I guess,
Right.
where instead of delivering gifts, he hands some asses to people, or Santa hands some asses to people and just brings in guns and starts shooting everyone.
Yeah, that's the only takeaway from that.
You know, yeah.
There's some really good one-liners.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
But yeah, I mean, it's just like trying to find the Christmas spirit in the future. Like, instead of Christmas trees as like pine trees, they're
Palm trees.
palm
Palm
trees.
Yeah.
Because pine trees have
Have
gone
been
extinct.
extinct for yeah. And then Fry goes to get Leela a gift, and he's like, he debates for a little bit of whether to get 500 lizards or a parrot.
500 stink lizards or something.
Yeah.
$500 parrot. Yeah. My favorite was at the end when Fry was like, "It's not about what we eat," and the little like poor robot goes, "I'm so hungry."
That was good.
Yeah, so the story on this one is that Robot Santa was made to determine who's naughty or nice, but an issue in his programming now determines that everyone is naughty, except for your boy Zoidberg.
A pogo stick.
That's probably my favorite line, is like when he's like, "But what about your other coworkers? Did anyone think to get Zoidberg a gift?"
No,
and Fry's
I
like,
would
"No, I
never."
didn't, I swear."
Yeah, from Fry's stupidity is like the best.
Yeah.
There's no character that compares to Fry.
Yeah. That is truly a classic episode of Futurama.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. 3 years before Rhapsody Kids.
Yes.
And the animation looks great.
Yeah.
Still.
Granted, it was 2D animation, but Rhapsody Christmas could have learned something.
Yeah, they could have done it in 2D.
When they made Rhapsody Street Kids, do you think they looked at that animation and were like, "This is like next gen shit. This is fucking great."
I don't think
Even
anyone
though Toy
looked at
Story
it.
2
I think he probably just like the animator like typed a couple commands onto the computer and was like, "It'll probably like run a simulation or something." Just like record it. I don't know. No one watched that. No one supervised that.
Well, I don't know. We moved real quick through Dalton.
Well, it's only 22 minutes or whatever.
Yeah,
Everyone
that's
else's
true.
was-
It's a
That is
nice,
the shortest
wholesome
one.
Christmas special.
It was.
Wholesome, yeah.
Did you know John Goodman did the voice of Santa in that?
I know, but it did sound familiar. Makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense. Speaking of Mark Hamill,
Yep. Let's dive into Alex's monstrosity.
well, this one was the longest by far. An hour.
And it felt longest.
An hour
by
and a
far.
half. The Star Wars holiday special. There's nothing to say. Han Solo and Chewbacca are trying to get home for Life Day, and they're not home, and they call Luke, and Luke's like, "I'm sure he'll be there soon," and then that's all you see of Luke.
Until the very end.
Until the very end, yeah. And then Chewbacca's family's left at home, and you get 10 straight minutes of just Chewbacca noise at the beginning.
Yeah, we actually timed it. There's for anywhere from like 9 to 10 minutes of straight up just Chewbacca noises.
no subtitles. You have to guess what they're saying to each other.
You have to imply through situation
Yeah.
what's going on.
So I mean, they're just waiting for Chewie to get home, and they do some shenanigans for a while until like the Empire shows up, and they're like,
Find
we're
Chewbacca.
on
he must
Luke.
be here.
We're on lockdown, and we're looking for Chewbacca. Supposedly,
yeah.
I don't know if they know that they're looking for Chewbacca. I don't know if it's clear. And so they like trash the house, and Itchy, his dad, watches VR porn.
Yeah, that's weird.
He goes on a major trip. The kid's weird as hell. The mom's weird too. They're all weird.
I mean, the whole movie was practically like how can we force as many guest stars into this as possible?
Yeah, because you have all the original Star Wars crew, like the big names.
Yeah,
like,
your Rebel. Even Vader makes an appearance in
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, what the hell was he even doing? He didn't do anything
No,
in
he
this.
didn't.
He walked through a hallway.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, is a scene from A New Hope. They just changed the audio for it.
But this
Yes,
movie
yeah.
is it's like broken up by the Wookiees turning their TVs on every 2 seconds.
Well, yeah. So you get the what's the first one you
A
get?
dance sequence, like a circus.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
get
it was on the
TV
table.
on the
Yeah.
table.
And it lasts like 5 minutes, and you're like, well, that was weird. They probably won't do that again, though. But
Well,
then they
guess
do,
what
like
they do.
7 times.
Yeah. Yeah. Then I think next is the VR porn.
Yeah.
No, that one
Or was it-
that one was later. It was
Was it the cooking one?
Oh, it was the cooking one.
well, the first thing that they had done was they called the like
The junkyard guy.
trader dude.
Yeah, why were
Oh,
they
yeah.
watching Trader Joe's show anyways?
It was apparently them calling to check in on
the rug that they ordered.
yeah, the rug that they ordered.
Which
but
is-
for some reason it like lingered. The camera was just like watching what else was going on before that. So it was like they called in, the screen turned on, and he was helping the rebel guy, or not the I guess it was an Imperial.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Oh look, someone's on the TV calling for me." Yes, Mrs. Chewbacca.
They were sitting there for 5 minutes listening to the conversation.
Oh yeah, it was. Oh, and then you got the cooking show.
You got the cooking show,
Which is
just
someone
weird.
in drag in
blackface.
blackface.
on cocaine.
Holy
Yeah.
cow.
This dude is totally on coke.
Like, you literally can't get more offensive than dress your guy up as a woman
to cook
to cook
and also use blackface.
and use blackface on top of it. Was that like
So
his
weird.
shtick? That's like his thing? He's like, I'm a wacky comedian. I'm always dressing in blackface and I'm always just doing funny stuff. It's not even like he's doing it ironically. Like some shows will do it as like it's a messed up thing, but we're doing it as a joke. This was just like straight up they did blackface.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and let's get real. None of these guest stars are anyone we had heard of,
No.
except for maybe the Golden
The
Girl.
Golden Girl, yeah.
Like, but you had to look it up and see, like, who the hell is this?
Not
And you're
even
like,
that.
Oh, it's
It's
the
And
like-
she
Golden
didn't do
Girl.
anything.
Yeah.
So it's broken up because you have like the table TV, the cooking show, the VR porn.
Yeah, then you get the VR porn.
The bar.
Well, yeah,
Jesus.
you get the comic,
Oh, yes,
the animated.
Oh yeah, the
Bit.
animated
yeah,
short.
the animated short.
It was actually decent. Well, comparative to the rest of what we watched.
Well, yeah.
Like,
you get
it was like a
Jefferson
nice little
Starship.
Yep. A
Oh,
little
yeah.
band, and then
and then the cantina.
no,
Yeah.
there's one that we're missing. That was oh geez, what was it?
The Life Day Cult at the end.
No.
Uh-huh.
It was one of the things that they turned. Oh God! It was when the kid Wookiee was trying to fix his computer, and there was that like
Oh, that
comedian that
weird
was supposed to be
robot.
like a robot that kept like
Right.
shorting out the whole time. That was probably the most insufferable bit that they did. Like all of them
No,
were
the cooking
absolutely
one.
terrible, but then there was that one where it was like a guy pretending to be a robot that was like malfunctioning, and my God,
It was rough.
that was so stupid.
Yeah. And none of it serves any kind of purpose.
Not
Uh-uh.
at all.
No, it's just like they needed more.
Except for maybe
More content.
the animated part.
But the animated part's weird because, like, that implies that Luke's story of destroying the Death Star is so famous that there's now a cartoon about Luke Skywalker.
And you
Han
can watch him
Solo,
do
Chewbacca,
things in real
yeah.
time.
You could watch his actual life adventures as a cartoon, voiced by the real characters. But also on top of that, they met important people like Boba Fett that will become important later on.
Isn't that awesome to think that Boba Fett's first appearance of all time ever was in this Christmas special?
It's not awesome to think that anyone
Uh-oh.
was in this Christmas special.
Yeah.
I would compare this movie to Godzilla vs. Hedorah in that both
No,
movies.
not at all.
I would
Godzilla vs.
because-
Hedorah was like watchable.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is I would compare it to it in terms of both movies don't really have a purpose or a plot. It's just kind of like a random a random selection of scenes strung together in some sort of way. And there's like random bits that it'll cut to, like nebulas and galaxies and cartoons. But the difference is that Godzilla vs. Hedorah is kind of entertaining. This movie is not at all. I hated this movie so much. I actually had to leave to go make pizza because I could not sit there and watch it.
And the only thing he missed was the second half of a music video.
Yeah, I didn't. I knew it. I knew if I left during one of those cutaways, I'd get back in time for it to be ending. And I got back right when they were like, "Oh, now we're gonna switch the channel to Leia." So like, I didn't even miss anything.
Yeah. Well, what separates this from the Rapsitti Kids is that we never looked to see what the timestamp was in Rapsitti Kids, but this one
Checked
it
3 times.
3 times. Once when it was a half hour through, once when it was like just over an hour or just under an hour,
Yeah.
and then lastly when it was like right at the end and there was 6 minutes left. And that's when I wanted it off. It was
Yeah.
like 6 minutes to the end. I was like, all right, it's close enough. We can call it.
And you kept thinking it would end. It would like do the credits, and then it'd just be like, "Nope, we're still doing like the no. They're doing Life Day now." You're like, why does this come?
And they had a montage of A New Hope scenes in it.
Yeah.
Too, and you're just like, oh, that's the end. They're showing A New Hope.
And then
they go
after
on
that,
again.
there was more Life Day stuff.
Right.
And then finally the credits rolled, and it was, oh, man.
Yeah. Which Life Day's some weird Wookiee cult.
What the hell was
Yeah.
that? They didn't even explain it.
Red robes walking into the light.
Yeah.
Yeah, if only the Wookiees would have spoken some, or subtitled something that we could understand what the hell Life Day was.
I know.
It was just their holiday.
And then Leia, careful not to culturally appropriate these Wookiees, says, "We know it's your day, it's your holiday, but it's special for all of us."
Yeah, my god. I really thought that this was going to be, like, memeably bad, because you hear about it.
Yeah.
You've heard about the, like, tales of the most awful Christmas story. Like,
But
Christmas
at least
special.
for me, the only thing I've ever heard is, like, it's bad. I never heard any details on it
I-
until I watched it.
I've heard
me too.
this has been, like, it's infamous for me. Like, I've heard of this before many times, that this is, like, the worst Christmas special. I think it's been parodied on things, and they've, like, other shows, maybe, like, that 70s show mentioned it or something about how bad this was, but, like, I've known about this, and you hear that, and you're like, this has to be one of those things that's so bad it's good, but this is just, like,
It's bad.
unwatchably bad. It's so long, so boring. It's just made to, like, throw guest stars in your face. We didn't even mention how long the, like, bar sequence was. It was straight up, like, 20 full minutes of the movie
It was so
dedicated.
long they had to take a commercial break in between it.
Yeah.
And then come back to it. Which, when it faded to black, we all thought, oh, okay, the cantina thing's finally over. And the
Nope.
cantina served no purpose.
Yeah, what did it even accomplish?
It was to show that the Empire was shutting down everything.
Yeah.
Looking for...
As if we couldn't get that from like a quick cutaway in the Wookiee's house of him being like, we're closing down bars and stuff.
But
Absolutely.
they did that. They did that.
They just,
And then it was just like, well, let's see how the rest of the galaxy is handling the shutdown. And it was like a bunch of drunks in the bar, like, we're not going home till we get another drink.
Yeah, they had to show the guy with the mouth in his hair, like, sexually assaulting the golden
Yeah,
girl.
oh god. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was important.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had to show Greedo, who was apparently not dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though this comes after,
Han shooting him.
yeah. So we can only assume it's not Greedo and it's some other person of that alien race.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. So
I hated it. I did not piddle.
No. But it put us all in the Christmas spirit, didn't it? We're all ready for the holidays now.
Christmas.
Life Day spirit, more like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Life Day, dude.
they wanted to make sure they didn't offend anybody by
Right.
saying Christmas.
Yeah, but they could do blackface and sexual assault
Yes.
just fine.
Yes. But religion's where they draw the line.
Yeah.
Super progressive for 70, what?
8.
8, 9, something like that.
Yeah, 78, I think.
Good lord.
Yep, 78.
There were a lot of good movies in 1970s too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this isn't even excusably bad because of how old it is. Like, there were good movies and TV shows back then.
Yep.
Well,
It was an interesting decision to choose the Wookiees to base the whole thing around.
Yeah, that you can't understand.
Exactly.
They
Yeah.
still chose not to subtitle any of it.
Yep.
it'd be like if Rapsitti, every character spoke like grandma. And then that was
my
just the whole
gosh.
movie.
Yeah.
See, and then that would have been unbearable. Like, I couldn't watch that.
Yeah. So how would we rank these?
From worst to best.
Yeah.
Because
Alex's-
obviously ours two has to be the lowest.
Alex's is the worst.
Alex's is
That's
the
why,
worst.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
Also, disclaimer: Alex did not pick this because this is a favorite of his. It was you'd
I didn't.
seen maybe like what, any of it? Did you see any of it before this?
No, I've never seen this.
Yeah. So Alex and I
That's
both
what I was
chose
saying.
ours.
Is like I've heard how bad it is, but I've never heard any details about it.
Yeah.
So I was like, how bad is it? I didn't have any idea that it followed. That I didn't have any idea that Chewbacca had a family until like we started watching this.
yeah. So we both chose ours because we heard they were terrible and wanted to see them.
Yeah, yeah.
If I were to choose a real favorite holiday special, it'd probably
The
be
Ben 10 Holiday
Don't say
Special.
Home Alone.
the Chowder holiday special.
Chowder
Merry
Holiday.
Merry
Merry
Knishmas.
Knishmas.
Oh my god, I love Chowder.
I love that episode.
Yes.
Office had some good ones.
Knish.
Oh yeah,
Brooklyn
The Office
Nine-Nine
great
has some
ones.
good ones, but yeah, I'm happy with my decision of Rhapsody Street Christmas because now I can say that I've seen that movie.
Yeah, I'm also.
And I think that's what it's all
I
about.
am kind of happy that I can say I've watched the Christmas special, the Star Wars holiday special too.
Yeah.
That way you know how bad it is.
Mhm.
You don't just have to say, "Oh, I hear it's pretty bad." You can tell people it's pretty bad.
Oh yeah.
I liked it for the life experience.
Exactly. that's the perfect way to put it.
If I were to rank them, I'd probably put mine as 1, Dalton's as 2, Kyle's is 3, and Alex's is 4.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd agree with that one.
Yeah, it's the same list I would do.
Really?
Yeah.
I like the Futurama one more. There was more like
But
like
the-
one-liners.
The Futurama one didn't have them cutting Danny DeVito into
I
pieces
know that
and
one's
strangling
so
him
like
by his
it's
spine.
so. that one moment is so good, but
That's
there's so
the
many
one-
little moments in Futurama that.
Yeah.
Right.
That was Dennis's one-liner in that episode that got famous. Was that you can go fuck yourself in your fat fucking ass when he walked out of
I
that
know,
room.
and you say it a lot too.
That's not even the funniest line there.
I know, but that was one of the lines that, at least for Sunny fans, got kind of big.
I mean, it makes sense because you can like make a meme out of it, I guess. But
Yeah.
there's so many like did you fuck my mom saying that? It's so
Yeah.
much better.
Yeah.
Yep. So that was Christmas.
That was the Christmas one.
Quick and easy because two of our
2 of ours we picked
movies-
shorts.
well, I was gonna say 2 of our specials didn't really have much plot, so
Yeah.
I mean yours either it was like plot, but since it's such
So
a
short.
yeah, it's like
True.
kind of straight to the point plot.
Yeah. Yeah, is it better than the other ones we were gonna pick? Mine was gonna be my original unconventional would have been Gremlins, or Iron Man 3. Those were gonna be the other 2 that I would have picked.
Mine was gonna be Willy Wonka.
I didn't really have one.
Yeah, if we were gonna do an actual
Mine
unconventional
probably would
Christmas
have wound up being
episode,
Batman Returns.
Mm.
oh, I'm glad we didn't do that. I can't stand that movie. Is that on the docket for next year?
No,
Good,
I don't think so.
good. Hate that.
No, next year is Harry Potter.
Oh,
Are you
that is-
serious?
that could be
All of them?
Yeah.
And
The Harry Potter franchise.
and Fantastic Beasts?
No, not those. That's different.
Oh.
That's like calling The Hobbit Lord of the Rings. 2 separate things.
Yeah, The Hobbit's the good one.
What?
I liked both of them. Okay, that's off topic. Off topic. Reel her in.
I think we can really dissect the true meaning of the Star Wars Christmas special, but it might take us another 6
Ah,
hours.
interesting. What did we learn about Christmas through watching all of our Christmas movies?
We learned to
Our
get the Christmas spirit.
Believe in Santa.
Believing in Santa.
That
Also,
movie had nothing to do with Santa at all.
Rapsitti Kids is a Christmas movie that kind of like straight up just goes, there's no Santa.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like for little kids, like all the little kid characters are like, there's no Santa. There's only one character that believes in Santa. And in the end, when you see Santa, it's not like they're actually like Santa's real. It's like, look at that cloud that looks like Santa. Look at that shadow.
Well, no, at the very end you do
but
see
it's
the
like,
shadow.
But it's like, look at the shadow that looks like Santa. It's like,
I guess they implied that Santa was real because the video box showed up at Nicole's house rather than Ricky's house, and she had to like bring it to him. She's like, "Oh, he got it mixed up."
Yeah,
Can
but
Santa
she's
make
lying.
mistakes?
Santa doesn't make mistakes.
I thought the video box was from her dad. Also, what the hell is a video box?
It's a classic
it's
piece
a
of
DVD
technology
box.
from 2002, dude.
Probably a VHS player.
It's called the VCR, not a video box. I don't know.
Well, they're in elementary school. Give them a break.
But the box said video box.
Yeah, the writers and the producers were all in elementary school, so you gotta give them a
Well,
break.
fucking like it.
I feel like togetherness was the moral of these.
Certainly for Sunny. So, well, actually, yeah, kind of for all of them.
Yeah, it was like the true Christmas spirit comes from being together with the people that you love.
Yep.
Grandma.
With
Stroke that grandma.
Christmas.
but she strokes out at the end so she can provide her one-liner, and then bam, strokes out again.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm glad we could all be together for this Christmas.
She's like, wait a minute, I can talk, and then she strokes out.
Yeah.
She's just been stuck in this state of mental limbo for the past however long, to the point where Ricky can actually understand her.
Yeah.
Is that what Santa's all about? What she's actually saying, she's like, kill me, I can't speak. His
I'm in
life is
so much
suffering.
pain. Help!
I
Ah,
hate this.
Christmas.
She's like, quit talking about Christmas.
and then she has a stroke to where she can say something. She decides to say something normal. She's like, wait a minute, I can talk. And then she strokes out again and tells everybody to kill her because she's in so much pain. She doesn't get through.
That's the movie.
Yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it for this episode. It's a real quick one.
Hey Kyle, can you dub the outro over us doing this little bit right now, like you did last week?
That was stupid. Yeah, the outro on the last episode got all fucked up.
Really?
Yeah, it moved. I don't know what happened to it, but it was like in line, and then when I went to render it, it moved back 4 seconds. So like it overlaps on audio for a little bit.
Oh.
Also, Derek didn't fucking record me his outro. He went to bed.
I'm
I like went into his room at like midnight, and I thought he was like just falling asleep, so I didn't think he was actually asleep. It like scared the fuck out of him. It was pretty funny.
I like woke up and all I could see was like this silhouette coming at me from the door frame, and he was like kind of hunched over, moving towards me. I was like, "What the hell? What the hell is happening?"
I was like, "Hey, you didn't record my outro."
Yeah, I was like, "What do you want me to do about it now? Get up and record it now?"
Yes,
the
that is
ghost
exactly
of
what I wanted to do.
podcast present.
Well, I'll record it this week. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want more of the Dalton.
Nope, no, I wasn't. Nope, we're good.
If you want more of the podcast, click on this one side of the screen to watch last week's episode. I am in it, so make sure you watch it. If you want all of the podcasts, click the other side for the playlist. And then if you want all of everything that's good in the world other than my channel, click in the middle to subscribe to Extremely Low Budget Films.
Alright, guys, join us next week when all of us, every last person, especially Dalton, talks about the brand new Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie Dalton's
fucking
so
mess it up.
excited to be here.
I'm so excited.
Thanks for listening, everybody.